Hello and welcome to TTV. This is your host Abbas, and today I have a guest with me, a very important guest, Miss Sharifa bint Yahya al-Mahruqiyya, who is from the State Audit. And she's going to tell us about a document, a very important document. It's called Community Brief, which is a summary of the annual report that is submitted to His Majesty. So first of all, Miss Sharifa, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abbas. And first of all, I would like to thank you for the interviewing.
My pleasure.
And it is State Audit pleasure also to brief you about this very important document, as you stated. And hopefully, inshallah, it will add also value to our client as well as the community itself, because we are seeing, trying to be like, sharing this information. And as you stated, it's very important because it's gone by His Majesty approach in Vision 2040, where it's highlighted the accountability, responsibility, and transparency and governance issues. Yeah. And inshallah, it will reflect also the state audit work and the result of state audit when in these summarization documents.
Because sometimes a lot of information can confuse the reader or the user of the document.
Yeah.
So the summary would give a snapshot, a quick skim through of what the actual report includes.
Yes, of course. Yeah, these documents actually, I can say, it's summarizing the summary of the annual report.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's compressed and further compressed.
So imagine that the work and the professionalism that State Audit applied in reaching to that particular document, and it's making it to the community itself.
So, Ms. Sharifa, tell me about the community brief. Can you tell me what the document includes? If you notice any irregularities in that document. So can you tell me a little about the document itself?
Well, this document, before we spoke about the documents, let me brief you about the State Audit, how we are preparing the audit. So the State Audit is preparing the annual audit plan based on the risk assessment and materiality. And we highlighted which area we're going to cover each year. And then also highlighting which audit will be conducted and the time duration and also the resources available. After identifying the risk factors for all entities under SAI umbrella or under SAI audit, all either governmental part or companies or establishment or public authorities or any companies which own more than 40% or have any concessions agreements. After that, after identifying the risk factors and materiality part, we are allocating, as I said, the resources. Later on, it will be approved by site chairman. After a channel of discussion, of course. And then it will be implementation part. We'll conduct the audit. We'll do the audit, and it will cover, it depends on the type of the audit. Of course, we'll identify the type of the audits, either performance part or financial audit or compliance audit, or nowadays also we have administrative audit. Then we will issue the audit report. That audit report, it will go to the client. They will respond to State Audit, and then we'll take a summary of the significant issues in all audits. Let's say under particular year. Let's say for this year. This is the audit report for 2000 audit conducted during 2022. So it's according to silo, it should be issued in subsequent year. This is why have been issued in subsequent year. So after issuing the annual, selecting, the most significant observation from the audit report that have been sent to the client and getting the response, will add it to the annual audit report, which will be
Right.
sent to His Majesty.
So basically, the report does include historical information, right? It's all historical.
About the observations, state
Right.
audit observation regarding the particular issues depends on the audit we are conducting.
The audit, the type of audit.
The type of the audit, and it's with there is a mutual agreement between state and the clients.
Right.
So we will agree on what is the action that will have to be done by them according to state audit recommendation.
So just to get my head around the audit and the kind of report that you issue, after identifying the irregularities or any issues that you come across,
Yes.
Does the state audit's role stop there, or do you go further than that?
No, let me first complete the annual report, then we'll go to this part.
Patience, Abbas, sabr. That's what she's trying to say. So, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we'll finish, as I said, the annual
Sure.
report. Later on, we'll summarize also the summary of the annual report.
Right.
So, and then it will be issued in this one, which is the community report.
Community brief. Right.
Yeah, the briefing itself, which is
Right.
the brief of that. If there is anything in addition to the annual report, which is submitted to His Majesty, according to SILO, also the chairman can send any types of the report for any issues which is very significant, and
Right.
the chairman want to highlight it to His Majesty anytime.
Wow.
So we have two types of
Wow.
report issues to His Majesty. One is the annual report,
Right.
and there will be a copy of that one to Shura Council and Ministers Councils and State Councils from the annual report,
Right.
full report.
Right.
And then we'll issue the summary. In addition to that, as I said, for any significant things, it can go separately to His Majesty anytime during the year.
Right.
Back to your question, after issuing the audit report, is state audit work stop? No, of course.
The way she's saying it, of course it doesn't. That's
It
not
doesn't.
even a valid question.
Yeah.
Please, I know. I kind of had a hunch that it doesn't stop there. It goes way beyond that, of
Yes.
course.
Where it will go? It will go to the client,
Okay.
and then we are conducting a reviewing of following what is the action that have been taken. For example, in my recommendation, I said, let's say, do this action.
Right.
I'm recommending for them.
Okay.
They are the decision maker, which is the higher management with the client itself. So if it's recovery part, they will try to recover it from the either contractor or whatever it is. If it's like procedure, reviewing of procedure, changing some policies, whatever the action they have to do. State audit, they followed. What is the action taken by the client? And then, is it justifiable, or they need to take any further action?
Right.
This is for normal audit. But if there is anything which is irregularities or suspicion, or like say something which is against the laws and regulation, which
Right.
there is, suspicion issues, according to SILO, state audit, they can refer it to the public prosecution themselves, or they can ask the client to refer it to the public, doing the investigation
Right.
or fixing the responsibilities, and refer the issues to the public prosecutor and intimate state audit about that.
As we're on the subject, how are whistleblowers treated? For example, if there is someone who knows about an issue, is aware,
Yes.
and wants to let the state audit know about it.
Yes.
So how does one approach that issue?
Yeah, we do have a directorate
Okay.
responsible about these issues. It's relating to the complaints and whistleblower, and they can reach to state audit office or any parties in the state audit, a member, in the state audit, or they can even doing it electronically or via phone.
Okay.
And state audit always announce when we are doing awareness about awarenesses either workshop or program. we are intimating and informing how can you send your complaints or whistleblowers. And after reaching to state audit, to that directorate, it will be reviewed by them.
Right.
And if they need further documents, they can go and ask for it. And they keep the whistleblower name secure.
Okay.
Nobody's knowing, it's very confidential. And I would like also to emphasize on that. Whoever coming to state audit, it's very confidential. So don't be afraid from coming and telling us if there is anything irregular or something regarding breaching of procedure, contracts, laws, regulation. Please, state audit open, and we are transparent, and we are keeping everything confidential.
And that's why they're issuing a report to the public, for the public to know that what is happening, the irregularities that were noted. And as we're on the subject, once again, what type of irregularities that you come across, and how is it dealt with during this procedure, this process?
Well, see, after we issued, I will link it with the complaints and the audit issues. If there is any issues after we receive a complaints, or we have it will go to the concerned directorate. For example, we have different directorate in auditing. For myself, I'm looking after public authorities and service company. There is other directorate looking for investment and industrial companies.
Okay,
There is another directorate looking after energy and mining sectors. There is other directorates looking after ministries. So that particular complaints, it will go to the right directorate. They will review it either by normal audit, like during the audit, or it can be, depends on the issues, how significant. For at the same times, during the audit, is the result of the complaints or the whistleblower or normal audit side conducted also, as we said, as per our audit plan, normal audit. If we come across anything which is like there is a red flag or suspicion issues, we'll spend the time to collect the supporting documents and gather the information necessarily. And then after making it clear and we ensure that there is something behind that particular issues or behind that particular person, for example, we'll refer it to the public prosecution. Then public prosecutor, they will do their work as their responsibilities. Then they will refer it to the court. After referring to the court, state audit may also be asked to go to the court as briefing them about what is the issues, and providing such kind of things and showing the documents available. And after that, as you know, the court's work carried on, and then we'll get what is the final court call regarding that, or judgment regarding that particular issues.
So basically, the audit does work for the public, the stakeholders who are involved and who will review that report. The purpose of audit, a lot of people think that auditors, when I was into audit, for example, they used to look at me and they used to be like, okay, your room is right up there, we're going to put you in the background. And people, what they don't understand, that auditors are not there to pick on their mistakes, but to improve the processes and the controls that are in place. Because sometimes if you have a business, for example, yes, you trust your own numbers, but if there's another person involved, how can you assure that person that the numbers that you're presenting are true and do not, when we say significant issues, that is something that people need to read up as well, because audit is not 100% audit of all the numbers that are involved. We look at material, I can't even say that word anymore. The significant issues, of course, you consider the revenue, how much the company is making, the assets. You take your significant issues out of there and you see how significant they are. Are they surpassing the threshold? This is all from what I studied back in the day, but I hope I'm not wrong. And
actually, audit, as you know, it depends on the sample selection.
Exactly.
Depends on the materiality. depends on, so you need to take sometimes judgment about the issues.
True.
But at the same time, you have to be fair.
You have to be fair.
I mean, you
exactly.
cannot just take something personally. No, you have to be professional in applying professional judgment.
True.
And based on the documents, especially if there is a suspicion, because otherwise it would go to the court. You cannot just go to the, otherwise it will be,
yes.
saved by the public prosecution if the document is not sufficient.
True.
So and auditor, they are doing their work. At the same time, we are looking to add value, either to the client, to the society, to state audit itself. Because there is an adding value, to be honest, also to state
there
audit.
There is indeed.
Yeah.
Just by you telling me the amount of work and the kind of work state audit does, it sounds value adding, because audit is anyways very efficient in terms of adding value, because or else why would you incur that cost?
Yes.
Because there are many people involved, like Miss Sharifa as well, putting her time and effort into the kind of work she does. So Ms. Sharifa, first of all, I would like to say this on the camera, that you made me and also the cameraman very comfortable during this interview. This was an absolute pleasure doing this. But before we end the interview, would you like to say a few words to the viewers out there, something that you would like to add? And of course, before closing the cameras, add value, of course. That's been your profession anyway.
I mean, by add value, actually, there are two types of the action taken by the client. We do appreciate it also, the client's collaboration with the state audit. And we are looking after this and maintaining the good relationship with our client. To be honest, when society and the client think positively about the issues, they will try to improve. And especially if there is breach of the control or procedure, looking at long-term improvement, it will be adding value, either directly or indirectly.
Right.
There is other things which is a direct impact of state audit for the recoveries we are making. We are making also recoveries, and we are ensuring when we are reviewing these that it have been received. We are not closing the audit observation, and I want also to emphasize on that one. We are not closing the audit observation until we ensure that the money have been coming back to the to the client and to the government. Depends on the issues itself. So hopefully, I mean, there is, and I would like everybody to go through the reports. This is only a briefing about what is there. And it covered summarization of the complaints, summarization of the audit done by SAI, summarization of statistical summary of the audit report issued during 2022. At the same time, it's covered also summary or like statistical things about the irregularities or suspicion. How many cases that have been in the court, and what is the court judgment about that particular issue.
So there's
there is some few instances. We give only instances, but it doesn't mean this is the only one.
No, it's not isolated. It is taken from a bunch of cases, just as an example.
Yes, so there is also instances. And also, there is one important thing regarding two things is regarding, one is, as I said, government, and the other one is regarding the companies, public authorities, and establishment. What is the summary of some of the audit observation included in the report? In the fourth part, it's relating to the state audit effort regarding integrity. And in the last month, actually, we make a workshop because state audit, they prepared the nation plan 2022 to 2030. What is the plan for regarding the enhancing integrity? So, and because state audit also act as anti-corruption entity.
Okay.
So, and we are also following the international standards and manuals in preparation of all those. So I want to assure the customer, the clients, and whoever is listening to us that State Audit is conducting the audit as per the standards, as per the process and procedure, and nothing is subjective. And we try, and inshallah, we are acting in a professional way. And we are looking to add value as well. We are looking if there is anything they want to say to State Audit. Our door are open. And as I stated in my at the beginning, all channels are available to them. Thank you very much. And if
Thank you,
anything,
Ms. Sharifa,
please
for
feel
coming
free.
in. Thank you so much for coming in and also assuring us that yes, there is the community brief, there is the audit work, but in the end, it's all to add value and to create this transparency between the public and the reports that are issued. So, like Ms. Sharifa said, her doors are always open. If you have any questions, if you want to know something, the State Audit Institution is there to answer them. Thank you so much once again, Ms. Sharifa, for coming on the show and not only letting the viewers, but also me, and the cameraman looks pretty happy after all the information that we got from you. Thank you so much once again, and good luck with all your future projects,
Thank
inshallah.
you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.